Congratulations, you made it to the fantasy football playoffs. And if you face some tough lineup decisions, here are some guys I like in Week 14. At quarterback, Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. He's thrived since Amari Cooper's arrival, and he's rushed for touchdowns in 5 of his last 7 games. The last time against his opponent this week, the Philadelphia Eagles, he threw for 270 yards. At running back, Dalvin Cook of the Minnesota Vikings. He burned fantasy owners a couple weeks ago, but he's dominating the snap counts again and is a major factor in the Vikings' passing game with a season-high 8 catches last week. At wide receiver, Tampa Bay's Adam Humphries. He's scored in 3 consecutive games, and we have 2 major trends converging this week as the Buccaneers' top-ranked passing offense faces the Saints' defense that's given up the most fantasy points to wide receivers. At tight end, it's hard to find one that's not an every-week starter already, but I like David Njoku of the Cleveland Browns because he's facing the Carolina Panthers, who've given up an NFL-high 9 touchdowns to tight ends. Here are the guys that I don't necessarily like in their matchups this week. Quarterback Russell Wilson of the Seattle Seahawks. He's been incredibly efficient the last several weeks. In fact, last week, he threw for 4 touchdowns on just 11 completions. But that's unsustainable, especially against the Minnesota Vikings. At running back, Spencer Ware of Kansas City. He was a disappointment last week, mostly because he wasn't Kareem Hunt. But the Ravens are the #1 defense against running backs in fantasy. At wide receiver, Tyler Boyd is not a #1. In fact, he's been less productive when A.J. Green has been out. And it's up to quarterback Jeff Driscoll to get him the ball. I don't think that happens. And at tight end, Jimmy Graham of the Packers. A season-high 8 catches last week, but that just raises expectations on a guy who has a fractured thumb and a team that just fired its head coach.